Hey guys! Okay, so I wasn't even sure if I wanted to do this, but screw it. I know I'm a week late, but we're after Mania. Let's go for it. Weird. Not just weird. Really weird. In my opinion, okay, I get the teasing the whole Superstar shake-up, which is now tonight, which was for the next week. It's just too soon, maybe. The only two things they could have done in that case is have the Superstar shake-up like literally on the Raw after Mania, which isn't right. You need the fallout really, or wait 3 weeks. So like have the Raw after Mania be and the SmackDown after Mania be the fallout from Mania, and then have a week to build up the tease for the Superstar shake-up, and then have the actual Superstar shake-up. So then that gives them like 3 or 4 weeks to build up for the next one. Considering the next pay-per-view isn't until June, they've got plenty of time to do that in. So I don't get why they've done it in this really weird way where they've just kind of moved people over for no apparent reason. Are they actually going there? Are they not? Okay, I get that's what the tease is, but like, it just ended up being mega confusing, and they ended up having Mania moments on the Raw after Mania and SmackDown after Mania, and again, they normally do that anyway, because there should be some really shocking and surprising moments that happen, because it's meant to be like Mania, it's meant to have the twists and turns and shocks and oh my god moments, but some stuff was just weird, having it there instead, it was just weird. So, I don't know, let's go from the top. So Rollins comes out, yay, Rollins champion, woo, and I'm going to be a fighting champion, blah, 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 great, yay, finally have a champion on Raw, which is great, but, so my confusion, my thing here is the fact that Rollins basically completely brushed off the low blow by just going, I had some questionable way of getting an advantage. You did have a questionable way of getting an advantage, yes, you did. And the fact that he basically said that, well, Lesnar would have done the same thing. Yeah, but you shouldn't be doing that. Lesnar should be doing that because it's freaking Lesnar. But even Lesnar doesn't always do a low blow. It's not like it's something that he does on a regular basis. I think we've seen him do it like once, maybe twice. Yes, he's a heel, kind of. Yes, it's kind of his own thing, but it was just, it was a really bad way of brushing it off. Okay, yeah, so that was just like dead easily brushed off. And then New Day comes out, which is yay, but for no apparent reason technically at first. I mean, the SmackDown, not Raw, but apparently on this episode, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're on or where you're from. Same with SmackDown. But I'm going to cover SmackDown in a separate video. I was going to do it on the same one, but I can't be bothered. But yeah, so it comes out and they end up doing belt for belt. No one was going to lose that match. That match happens at the end. It was kind of obvious that nobody was going to lose those belts because, well, unless WWE felt like being really, really extra cruel, they weren't going to make Kofi or Rollins lose that now. I'm sure they weren't going to waste that momentum. They have a habit of doing that. They've done a lot of that. They do quite a bit of that tonight. But yeah, no, it wasn't. It was very unlikely to happen. But yeah, it was. I suppose it was a nice little tease and a big match to happen straight after on the Raw after Mania. I don't like the whole like we kind of have to outdo the women thing kind of vibe. I know that wasn't what they were intending. But it's just, yeah, but that was it was a big opening, big match, big announcement, cool, okay. So yeah, it was fine. Maybe Kofi's win should have been celebrated more on SmackDown. It was, but yeah, considering it was their show, I don't know, but it was the night after Mania, so like the big celebration, yeah, it was fine. It was the right thing for a Raw after Mania. Oh yeah, Seth refers to Kofi as B+ won't work. I don't like that either, because his story about him and Kofi doing a match or something, and him pushing for Kofi, so he obviously backs Kofi quite a lot. So the fact that like he referred to him as B+, you could see he hated even saying that word. Drop it. Okay, you've done the whole B+ underdog thing, rising up, let it go. Okay, it's over, it's done. Yeah, and stop making the other superstars who obviously have faith in him refer to him in that way when they obviously don't feel that way. Tag Team Championship, Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder beat the Revival via pinfall. Technically, this is a rematch with the Revival, which apparently there's no automatic rematch clauses, which there should be, because it, makes it a bit more interesting. However, yeah, Hawkins and Ryder retain, which is good. I mean, I fully expected them to lose them on this, considering Raw After Mania was still set in New York, and it's still set where it was, and you're like, oh, no, they're just going to do what they did with Ryder when he won the Intercontinental, but no, they kept it, so, yay, they're actually giving them a bit of a title run, great, yay, they're doing something with that, but kind of feels tight on the Revival, considering the Revival got basically given the belts to make them stick around, and now they've just dropped him. Anybody else waiting to see Revival at AEW? I know I am. Well, eventually, after the whole, non-compete clause ends, but I don't know. I think the Revival should kind of deserved a little bit of a thank you for what happened after the whole Bret Hart thing. Even just for Dash, but maybe I'm just being biased because I think that what he did was really cool. But yeah, at the same time, I don't know, if they're going to give it Hawkins and Ryder a proper push, then yeah, it's nice for him to have at least a little bit of a lengthy title reign. Ish, anyway. Especially with more people coming up and the shake-up happening, so let's see what happens from there. In reference to that, okay, so Mojo Rawley appears in the mirror thing, but he's got this whole blue lightning thing going on in his face, which is mint makeup, but confusing still. Don't know where they're going with that, and it's going to be interesting to find out where they actually are going with that. The moment it's just basically broken Mojo. Maybe he's going to end up teaming with the Hardys at some point. I doubt it, but you never know. But yeah, that's definitely one that's left me going, what's happening with that? But I'm prepared to be let down. But however, you never know. They could pull something out of the bag with that. God knows something needs to happen with Mojo. It does need to be stated that there's no Ronda on this show at all, apart from a reference by Becky calling her the little weirdo, and no Lesnar. Not surprising, considering we found out recently that one of the incidents that happened at Mania was backstage was Lesnar getting pissy with Vince. It's happened before. It's not a shock as such, but he kind of had a big hissy fit. Got really peed off. He was already peed off. Apparently he was losing the belt. He was peed. Okay, so he got pissy with Vince because of the fact that his match wasn't going on last. He obviously wanted to main event because he's Brock Lesnar, right? But he wasn't, okay? He was good. So he gave them an hour's notice that he wanted his match to go on first. Vince not happy. Lesnar not happy. Rollins feel kind of sorry for because the match apparently was meant to be just before the women's. So it was the men's main event and the women's main event. Okay, so it was the men's main event as Rollins versus Lesnar, and then the women's main event, i.e., Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte. Instead, he ended up going on first, which was fine. It was cool, actually, if anything. It ended up, like I said last week, okay, it made a big moment for Heyman, made him stand out. Made for a shock opening match because apparently it was meant to be AJ versus Orton, which went later on, but it ended up being that one instead, and that was actually more of a big thing to be the opening for Mania. So I can't grumble at what it ended up creating, regardless of how the match itself turned out. It does explain kind of what I was saying about him seeming really peed off when he was in the ring and he was throwing Rollins about and stuff like that, and about him being peed off about losing the belt and all that kind of lot. Heyman and Lesnar asked to go on first to create a big moment for the crowd and avoid fatigue later on, which it does. And I was buzzing when Rollins won, probably because I was more awake potentially, but then again I was awake throughout the entire thing. So for me, late nights are nothing. I work nights, so. But yeah, I mean, like, so arguably it created a better moment. So Brock's hissy fit worked. Well done. But yeah, apparently after the match he buggered off and he's in a helicopter and left. So, you know, respect all around. Typical freaking Lesnar, to be honest. But yeah, no Lesnar on the show. Ronda has already put a video up on her YouTube saying that she is actually going to be leaving wrestling after WrestleMania 35. She could at least have done the post-show, to be honest, with Raw after WrestleMania as an actual kind of goodbye, but she wasn't exactly happy with how it turned out. We don't fully know the details of what happened with the pin. There's rumours saying that the ref got fined because the shoulders weren't down, so it ruined the end moment and he wasn't actually meant to count. There's other rumours saying that and Ronda didn't know she was going to lose like that, so Ronda was really peed off. She wasn't happy with the end of the match, etc, etc, etc. So you two former champions are apparently not happy, so maybe that's why they weren't on there, but whatever, they're gone now. But yeah, they should have potentially been on there. Lesnar, you kind of expected, but Ronda, considering how big a fan she was and how, you know, how much she was supporting it even before she came over, you would have thought she would have done the like final wrap up of it, but whatever. If I sound like I'm becoming disheartened, it's because I am. They wonder why they lose millions and millions of viewers each week. It's because they don't do anything with the product. They don't care about the hype for the wrestlers. They don't care about the matches. Everything is done so lazily. Like, the build-ups of the stories, like I was talking about, the fact, the way they've done this whole superstar shake-up and mixed it together in this really weird way. They don't care about it. And it makes us not care about it. We don't get that hype. We don't get that, woo, this is going to be amazing. Because we just don't care. Like I said, I wasn't even going to do this video because it was just like, what the hell is going on? And to be that like luster with it, be that lazy with it. They're almost like the television version of Lesnar. They seem to go more for YouTube moments than they do for actual stories. Like, they think that their fan base is such a short attention span. If we had such a short attention span, we wouldn't be sitting there watching 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, and a 4-hour pay-per-view. That's... amongst the other Raws throughout the month, I'm pretty sure we've got a good attention span to sit there through all of that, ignoring those who also watch NXT and 205 and that kind of lot. The people who actually care and put the heart into the product. Give them that back. Okay? You fans have got the span. We want the stories. We want the matches. We want the moments. We want all of it. People... we want the aggression as well. Because, like, okay, so there was a video I was watching recently talking about how the Attitude Era is overrated. No! Because of the fact that it had that aggression, that attitude, that was the point about why it was so good. Now, nobody seems like they care. And they should. pay it back, pay it forwards. Make us love you and hate you and feel that roller coaster of emotion throughout all of it. And you'll keep your viewers and you'll keep your matches strong and you'll keep your wrestlers feeling wanted. Because you can include everyone in those stories. You have an ensemble cast. Make something of it. Okay, so Corbin comes in the ring. And then he's followed by Angle, which is great, yay! And then he does the Angle slam on him, and he does a ankle lock on him, and that's great. Finally, kind of wrapping that up. I don't know if that classes as being the bigger guy in this case, considering what happened at Mania, considering he got out of 2 ankle locks and an Angle slam. It doesn't really do anything. It's a bit of a screw you to Corbin, but it didn't really fix what happened. It was like they were trying to backtrack and they couldn't do anything about it. And then they made it worse, right? Because they bring out Lars Sullivan. Now, bless him, the reason why he didn't come out when he was supposed to come out, it was supposed to have this thing against Cena, apparently, is because of the fact he had a panic attack, right? I fully, I'm kind of proud of him for coming out finally and, breaking out and blah, 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 because of the fact that, I suffer from, you can probably tell that I suffer from anxiety and panic attacks and blah, blah, blah. So him doing that, I'm quite proud of. But how they're doing it is crap. Okay, so he comes out and he attacks Angle. Now, he seems to be attacking the bigger stars. This follows up on SmackDown. I'll explain in the next video. So he comes out and he attacks Angle, and it's like, oh dear God, let the guy retire. Let the guy retire on a high note. You could have had it end at the whole Corbin thing and then him coming out and picking up the scraps of Corbin. Do that. Have him interfere in the last match. I don't care. There are much bigger ways to do it than pay some respect to Angle. Because you're showing him none like that. I mean, I suppose he's putting over 2 up-and-comers. But, dear God, like, give Angle a break. Let him leave on a high. Oh, he could have had such a big moment in that last little thing. Like, okay, he doesn't make up for Mania, but it would have been at least a high note for him to go on. And it's just like, oh no, why? Why are you shaming people for leaving? And they do the same thing with Ambrose, right? Which I'm going to come up to in a minute, okay? So, next thing, Alexa Bliss defeats Bayley via pinfall. I don't care. I mean, like, Sasha Banks needs to be in the middle of a mental breakdown. I say that, right? Okay, she's peed off with the company because they ended the title reign. Okay, don't forget, her and Bayley campaigned for those to exist in the first place. They could have given them a bit of a run before they passed them over to the Iconics. But considering they were kind of building the Iconics and they showed them more as a tag team rather than Sasha and Bayley, because Sasha and Bayley seem to be seen more as 2 individuals who came together kind of more like the Ricochet and Aleister Black thing. I mean, like, there is the more friend dynamic, so you can kind of, it's a bit different, but Sasha Banks and Bayley kind of deserved to have that extra title run. Because, well, like I say, they created it in the first place. The Iconics deserved it as well. Like, I'm not a fan of them at all. They irritate me. I don't think their in-work work is that good. And the microphone, well, they're all right on the mic, but the whole girly attitude thing, it really annoys me. It's not my cup of tea. I mean, I'm sure it's plenty of other people's. It's that bitchy girly style that a lot of people do get behind. Like, I do actually like Alexa Bliss on the mic. She's quite savage. But those 2 are very, I don't know, just the stereotypical kind of bitchy girls. And that's, their dynamic works. It does work. You can see they've been good friends for a long time. You can see, like, how close they are and stuff. So they probably do gel better as a tag team, and I get them winning at Mania. But it was really tight on Sasha and Bayley to do that, considering they didn't even know that they were losing the titles until I think it was either on the day or the night before. And apparently afterwards, there's a rumor of them lying on the locker room floor, just moaning and crying about the fact that they lost it, and letting anybody who walked past or heard know that. And this is why Sasha's apparently, like, there's rumors at the fact that Sasha has completely removed all reference WWE off of Twitter and is following AEW. Is that a sign? We don't know. So Bayley came out and answered the call anyway to Alexa Bliss, because Alexa Bliss sent out a challenge to Sasha or Bayley. Bayley comes out. Bayley looks pissed. Fine, nice to see angry Bayley. I quite like angry Bayley, because when Bayley gets angry, she kind of like lets loose and finally shows her aggression, which is nice, which is what we need, which is what you want to see in your wrestlers. But I don't care enough about either of them to care about this match. Plus, they haven't built up really either of them. She was the host of WrestleMania, and she's just lost the tag team title belt. I mean, I guess it's kind of a fallout from that, from the whole tag team championship match. But other than that, I'm really not bothered about this match. And I don't think anybody else was either. Wasn't anything fantastic. Like I say, Angry Bayley was, yay. But other than that, I really didn't care. If you're interested, Alexa Bliss won. I mean, it's nice to see that Alexa Bliss did finally come back. She's been back for a bit now. She obviously loves being in the ring. I do like some of the high flying stuff, like Twisted Bliss. So, unfortunately, the rest of the stuff is really like kind of diva-y fighting, which no, we're past that. But anyway, yeah. So it's good that she won, and she's finally kind of getting back into the women's division. It's just not really anything else happened. You could have potentially had the Iconics come out, but then again, Sasha Banks cancelled her appearance on Raw, so I'm guessing that match had to be thrown together last minute, hence why people kind of cared about it, but not like they should have done. So it was a good way to get some of the ring rust off Alexa. Becky Lynch comes out, the champ. Love Becky, I do. she's brutal, she's kick-ass, she's savage, she's honest, and I love all of that, because that is the women's evolution. That is the kind of stuff that we need. That perfect middle ground where she's still feminine, but she's still got that masculinity to her, with as she's been referred to as the female Stone Cold. Maybe not exactly, but like, I would definitely love to see us two as a tag team. That would be amazing. Maybe not so much now, but like, yeah, heyday Stone Cold with her. Give me a hell yeah. But this was good. We finally had Lacey Evans do something. She finally did something, and it was a cracker of a right hook. She walks down to the ring after Becky's cut a promo. I'm the champ, I'm the defendant, blah, blah, blah. I've rose from nothing. The classic, underdog champ speech thing. And then Lacey Evans walks out. Bam! Like I say, cracker of a right hook. Really good, actually. But yeah, anyway. So she does that, and it's like, yay! You took way too long to build it up, but you finally actually reached the pinnacle with it, and then they brawl for a bit and blah, blah, blah. I'm really hoping this turns out better. Like, this turns out good. Like, because, like I said, the women's main event at Mania was not that good. But I'm hoping that this could be quite good. I mean, like, Lacey Evans actually isn't that bad in ring. She slightly irritates me on the mic, but, like, she's not that bad in ring. And Becky, well, Becky's Becky. Like, she's freaking awesome. Usually, anyway. So, yeah, I mean, like, I have high hopes. please don't let me down. But this was definitely a good start. Ricochet and Aleister Black defeat Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. Fucking 4 matches too late. They finally get a win. Yay! They didn't win the title, so none of them. They had 3 attempts and they didn't win a single one. But they beat Roode and Gable, who were basically not irrelevant at this current moment in time. They've barely been focused on. They've been focused on more as individuals. Personally, okay, this whole kind of Rudy taking Gable under his wing and them doing this whole little like thing, it's been good. Okay, it's been fun, but split them. Okay, they split them up. I'm hoping to do that during the Superstar Shake-Up. I will probably try and do a review for the Raw and SmackDown Shake-Up. I'll try anyway. So Roode and Gable need to go their own separate ways because they're so much better on their own than as a tag team. They're too comedic like that. And it's really hard to take them both seriously when they are both as talented in the ring as they both are. When it was Jason Jordan and Gable, like, I get that they didn't know what to do with him after they did this whole Jason Jordan Kurt Angle weird thing. I get it. Okay, I get they kind of stuck in with someone, but now that's done, and you've even done this whole thing of where you split Gable off to do the whole Angle farewell tour thing, so split them up. They're much better as individual competitors. They're good together, but they're not, they're worth more on their own. Aleister Black and Ricochet, split them up as well. Right, I covered that on the WrestleMania video. Split them up as well. Okay, they work great together. They're awesome together, but we don't need to do more tag teams with them when they work again. They need their own individual build-ups because they're good. They're great as a tag team, but again, their personalities don't exactly cement. So yeah, they all 4 of those guys need to go their own way. Good match, great match, as expected. It's for fantastic wrestlers in the ring. I'm gonna give them that credit because they're all incredibly good. But yeah, so Ricochet and Aleister Black finally get a win. Like I say, just way too late to actually capitalize on anything and for it to mean anything. It's not even like a comeback. It wasn't even for a title. It was just pointless, really. It was filler. Lashley and Dean Ambrose, oh god. I really don't want to do this one, but I'm going to do it. WWE doesn't like their wrestlers leaving, like, really, really badly. And when they do, apparently they like to treat them like utter garbage. I mean, Ambrose has been wasted for a long time. And a long time, okay? Yeah, a very long time. But this was just ridiculous. And I'm so glad that after all they gave him the final goodbye, which I'm going to cover at the end again. But yeah, so Lashley and Dean are meant to have his final match in WWE, and Lashley comes out and Leo comes out, and Leo looks really shaky for some weird reason. I'm guessing it's because of the fact that Lashley lost his title to Balor. And Lashley says, I'll take care of your wifey when you go. No build up, no promo, no nothing, just that. Which is a really weird sentence. Finally Renee gets kind of involved in this whole Ambrose leaving thing. Like, they suddenly remembered that, oh wait, Renee's his wife. Shocking. None of us knew that. Not a single person has ever watched Total Divas, apparently. Not a single person has ever gone on Instagram. No. Yeah, we all know that Renee Young is with Dean Ambrose. It's not a surprise anymore, okay? We all know it. We all know it. You could kind of see that they were going to get together years ago when he was still in the Shield, and they were flirting like freaking crazy, right? They were obviously going to get together. They got together, and now they're married, right? So when Dean's been having all this freaking stuff done to him where he's getting laid out and knocked out, especially in his most recent match, especially where he was collapsed on the floor next to the announce table. Considering at the end of this one, Renee goes over to him and goes, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Considering he got messed up way worse last time, you kind of would have thought that she would have gone like, "Oh, he's just right, he'll pull through, blah, blah, blah." Go and give a crap about your husband. Like, we're not going to go like, "Oh my God, she's fucking keeping, blah, blah, blah." Go look after your husband. Be a good wife, Rennie. We won't judge you. We'll judge you more for not caring than you will for you caring. But yeah, so Ambrose cleared. The match doesn't even start. They end up laying into each other outside the ring, blah, blah, blah. And Ambrose clears off the table and then gets put through the table himself. And then that is the end of it. And then I say Rennie comes over and, "Oh my God, is he okay? Get medics, blah, blah, blah." But Dean is a hardcore fighter. It's what he does. He's a hardcore fighter. Why are you doing this to him again? He was John freaking Moxley. Why are you doing this to him again? At least let him have put Lashley through the table, especially for what he said about Rennie. I mean, come on. That would have been a much better final match, don't you think? Give the guy like a bit of credit. Give the guy something for all the years he's worked his ass off for you. Give him something. But no, apparently not. Like, they've just managed to embarrass him and shame him and shame him and shame him and shame him before he's left with the Nia Jax thing, with the Drew McIntyre thing. It's just like, why? So he's leaving, so what? Half your freaking roster's gone. You didn't do it to most of them, but you're doing it to him. What, because he's only a big profile name? So what? He's got the freedom to do whatever the hell he wants. If you don't want to be there, let him go. And let him go with good grace. And let him go with some goddamn respect. Because this is the whole reason why he's freaking going in the first place. Because you didn't care about him. You wasted him. And now he's like, you know what, I don't care anymore. Bye. You can't blame the guy. And then doing that, it's not going to make him want to stick around. Oh, we'll put him in the Shield. That might make him want to stay. No, when we'll give him, offer him like loads of money, that might make him want to stay. No, you want him to stay, give a crap about him and treat him like the high talent that he is and the hard-working talent that he is. Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn is back. Yay! Oh no. So it was yay, and it was big, and it was great. It's like, yay, Sammy's back, and they did the oh, and it was great, and Sammy was back, and that's good. And then he challenges Finn Balor, and they've got actually a really freaking good match, because again, they're both superb talents who get completely wasted, but like they're really good. They should be higher than mid-card, we all know this, but like the two reliable, hard-working people, and the crowd loves them. I love them, and yeah, I mean, like it was an awesome match. Sammy lost though. Finn retained. Would have been a bit weird if Finn had lost his title the night after, and a bit harsh. So he was right to keep it. But yeah, I mean, like after that, they did this whole "I didn't miss any of you." And it's like, no, why are you doing a heel turn now? Why now? Why now? Because, right. So they're going to be riding high off the fact that Sammy's back. Like, they did it really weird with Kevin, where they made him this really face proper baby face. And it was like, ooh, No! Kevin is so much better and so much more beloved when he's being himself and he's being sarcastic and savage and all that kind of lot. And they tried to do that with Sammy when they did this whole Nope movement, but that's not Sammy. Sammy's this fun-loving, bouncy, scar kind of guy, and that's who he is. But they're not riding with that momentum for him. They've done it again. So they made him this heel who apparently thinks that WWE is toxic and that we are being critics and nasty and blah, blah, blah. And I suppose that's what I'm being now, right? Well, it is what I'm being now. But everybody's a critic of something. Everybody has their own opinions and they're free to express it. Yes, people can be overly cynical. And yes, currently I am very much being cynical with the WWE because they are ruining themselves. But Sammy, the way they've done this right now is essentially they're basically giving him Ambrose's heel character that they tried to make him when he did the whole gas mask thing. We're prepared to see Sammy come out with a gas mask next week because A, they like to rehash old stuff, and B, I don't know, just this is not the right time for this. You want to turn him heel down the road, fine. But when he first comes back, make something of it. Make something of it. The fans love him. Run with the momentum. That's what you did with Kofi. That's what you kind of did with Seth, but you were already kind of planning it. Do it with Sammy as well. Do it. Run with it. And you'll get the fans behind you. You want to do something for the fans? Yes, twists and curves and all that kind of lot, great. At the right time. This was not the right time for that. This was the moment to run with that high and get Sammy up there again. Dana Brooke is ready to step up. Who the hell cares? She is a botch machine, right? She is nowhere near the front of that line. I'm not at the back. You are so far at the back. You are so far past the line. You're beyond the line. The line is a dot to you. Dana Brooke is just... She's not a great talker. She's not the worst, but she's not great. And she's not good either. So, you know, that kind of leaves her the most average talker that we have. And her ring work is freaking terrible. I mean, it's getting better, but Jesus. It probably would have been better for Bayley to cut that promo and then for Dana to do the whole Alexa Bliss match, because honestly, until Dana picks up properly, like they make something out of the fact that she was a bodybuilder and she's got the strength and blah, 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 then she's going to get nowhere with it. Christ, the last time you dumped her with something, you chucked her as part of Titus Worldwide and tried to make her the statistician. She doesn't... Her personality does not come off as, like, I don't mean this in a horrible way, I'm sure she's not stupid, but, like, a high intellectual kind of person. Just stop it with her, okay? Find something better for her. Do something with her and Nia Jax, that would probably be quite cool, like a, you know, strength versus strength kind of thing. There's so much more that you could do with her if you want to build her up. Try to make me like it's a bold move, but it doesn't. It's supposed to kind of build up a character, but it doesn't really build up her in-ring work, which is what needs to improve before she can get to anywhere near proper main event status. The Undertaker returns. Day too late. Honestly, I could have quite happily had it the other way around, where Undertaker returned at Mania and then the Doctor of Thugonomics was on Raw. Because as much as it's nice to see both of them at Mania, and it was a bit more of a shock for the Doctor of Thugonomics thing and for the older fans, I get why they did Cena. And I kind of get why they did Taker now. But at the same time, Taker not being on Mania was freaking weird. It was weird. Everyone to be on the Raw after Mania, after not being on Mania, was just as weird. Because he is... Everybody calls HBK Mr. WrestleMania. But in comparison to Taker, he's not. Taker is Mr. WrestleMania. He's the one that you expect every year. And the fact that he wasn't there is still wrong. This moment probably should have been on Mania. I'm a bit up in the air with this one as to whether it was right where it was, or whether they should have found a different way for Undertaker to kind of make his mark. But I did like how Elias introduced him by doing the whole retort back to Cena, by doing the whole little kind of rapping thing, which was quite cool. And the intro to him going, the next person to interrupt me is a dead man, which was a nice little hint for the audience. It was a nice little, it was just a nice little intro and a nice little way of doing it. And it was kind of clever because it fed into, like, it was a nice little wordplay. And yeah, I liked that. I actually really liked that. And it was a good moment. It was great. And it was one of those unexpected things you would expect from Raw After Mania. So I can't really bash it because it was a good moment. It was just a bit awkward, Taker being on that and not being on Mania. That's my only gripe with that, really. Other than that, I genuinely enjoyed that moment. Winner takes all, Kofi versus Seth. Amazing. Like, those two going at it, like, these are two highly talented wrestlers, both showing that they are not anywhere near the lower card and definitely deserve the main event status and the titles that they have both just won. I already knew it was Seth. I pretty much knew it was Kofi. I'm more used to him being mid-card, but for him to, show that was great. The tenure that he's had, the expertise that he's got, the experience that he's got, fantastic. And the match, up until, obviously, the interruption, shock horror, was awesome. But we kind of expected that it was going to get interrupted. It wasn't going to be oh my god, so Kofi's lost his championships. Oh my god, Seth's lost his championship. So they weren't going to do that. Not with Becky already being the double champ and having to kind of do both shows. And not when they've got the brand split coming up and just... Yeah, it was kind of obvious that it wasn't going to end like that. But the bar of all people, they are just, again, so irrelevant right now. That nothing has been done with them for such a long time. They basically don't even matter. They're essentially like they were the ones who they randomly picked to do the handicap against Kofi. Why? Because they're a little bit heel. There's no point. You've got no story and nothing going on for them. I barely even care about them, and I'm pretty sure nobody else does right now, apart from the fact that we love them because they are Cesaro and Sheamus, who are two awesome wrestlers, who are really good together, because I've seen them live when I went to see Raw, 2017. So, I know that they work really well together. I know that they're good in ring and on mic and in every single way. They've shown that, they've proven that, but they're doing nothing with them right now. They are, like I say, irrelevant at the moment. They are just bit parts. They are essentially cameos. And I get that, again, this was a tease because for some reason they just went over to Raw for no particular reason. They didn't even fully mention about the Superstar shake-up. It was just kind of like, hi, we're going to do this for no particular reason. It was just like, what? Why? Raw and SmackDown swapping over. I get it was a tease, but it was weird. Again, it was weird. But, yeah, okay, so then, just like, how dare you interrupt such an important match? Went all freaking Teddy Long and went, let's make this a tag team match. Let's go for a tag team match, player. Yeah, so it became a tag team match. Oh my god, Raw ended with a tag team match. Shocking. What a surprise. That's never happened before, apart from almost every single night. What a surprise. But yeah, so then Seth and Kofi end up having, this is a good match. Nothing wrong with the match as such. Fairly standard match. It wasn't going to be a bad match again for fantastic competitors in the ring. It was going to be, at least good. And it was. It's just a shame it ended up being the tag team match to finish it off. But, okay. But yeah, so this is why I'm saying about Lars interfering. If Lars had interfered in that would have been a much bigger impact than attacking Angle. I get him attacking the classics and the greats. I get that being more of a shock and a horror to the audience. But at the same time, surely interfering in that would have been a much bigger impact and would have made more sense than the Bar. I don't know. Surely the Bar should have been doing something about the SmackDown tag team titles. Anyway, yeah. So Seth and Kofi win, as should be expected, really. Champions stand on top. Raw finishes. Okay. So going back to the Dean thing. After Raw went off the air, they gave him a proper send-off. This is available on the WWE website, WWE YouTube, probably on the website as well, to be focusing with WWE.com exclusive. Seth invites him down to the ring. They talk about how they started in that building, how the Shield began, how it all started, and just their adventures and the way they've grown together, etc., etc. And then they do the fists in the ring, and they give him a proper, an actual send-off, which they should. That's more like what he should have done. He should have finished on top rather than with that crappy, whatever the hell you want to call it, with Lashley. Give him a send-off that he deserves. If he's actually going to go, let him go properly. Although I don't even know if he's going right now, because he turned up after Raw this week as well to say bye-bye to the Canadian fans. I say bye-bye to the fans. Now maybe that was him saying bye-bye to the Shield and then saying bye-bye to the fans. I mean, at the moment we seem to be doing a Dean Ambrose farewell tour. Okay, that's fine. I guess it just kind of leaves you kind of going, are you going or not? If you're not going, then fine, great, yay. If you're staying, then if you're going, then okay, bye. I love you. I wish you weren't going, but if you are, then that's up to you. But it's freaking the Clash. Should I stay or should I go now? Pick one. Pick one, or go for a bit and then come back. I don't know why you're going. I don't know where you're going. I can only guess why you're going. It's pretty obvious why you're probably going. So if you're staying, please stay, and if you're going, then okay. So that was Raw after Mania. Was it amazing? No. Was it good? Kind of. I mean, there was less beach balls than last year. Was it great? Definitely not. Was it crap? Not particularly. It had good moments in good places. It had some of the unexpected stuff. And the beginning of build-ups. Still think they could have waited a week before I did the tease for the shake-up and then done the actual shake-up the week after. But this is the way they're going. It was okay. It was just disjointed and weird. But so that was Raw After Mania. Good. This is a bit lengthier than I expected, but thank you for sticking with me. If you have, if you haven't, then okay. If you have, then great. Yay. I'm going to do a SmackDown After Mania, and then I'm going to start trying to do these more regularly again, because I quite enjoy ranting, even if I don't know what the hell I'm always saying or what I'm going to come out with, because, no script. Just, references. I will see you guys down the road. Something else I really need to add. I really liked the one of my favourite moment of the night, hands down, was definitely the bit during the intro where Big E and Xavier Woods are dancing to Seth's theme. It is freaking hilarious and it is awesome. Pay attention in the background after Seth says challenge accepted and his theme starts, because they start rocking out to it, like proper rocking out to it. And then when the pause hits, the actual pause, and then carry on. It's great. It's like they're taking the mick out of it, but at the same time they're doing it justice. I love it. It's great.